Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. I'm going to show you how to paint this rose. I had a couple of requests come in, a couple for a wedding card and a couple for a rose, and I thought, well, I'll kill two birds with one stone and do this for you today. Actually, I might sketch it a little bit differently because I don't want to do the same thing twice. And we're just going to start by making kind of a ball on our paper. I'm going to draw darker than you will want to because I am drawing it dark so you can see it, but I am working right on my my watercolor paper, so you know I am going to have some darker lines than you probably will want when I'm done. So just go lightly with your sketch. And I'm just putting in some petals, and really all these are some, you know, wavy lines basically. I'm just getting the turns of the petals here. I like kind of those old postcards of the Victorian flowers, and they've got these lovely folded over bits, and they're just so sumptuous and decorative and lovely. And I'm also gonna try to get this done quickly. The other one I actually filmed while I was doing it, but my camera shut off because it was over 20 minutes long and it was very irritating and I didn't want to edit it. Plus, I have no power right now. I'm just kind of killing time until the power comes back on because I have craft fair to pack up for, get ready for, and all of my stuff is in my basement with no lights. So I'm like, oh, I guess I'll hang out here by the wood stove and do a little painting. All right, so I'm just drawing in some random petals here. And that's gonna be good. And I want to throw in a couple of leaves. I'm also going kind of quickly because I know they're sending the kids home early because of the power outage situation. So they can't keep the kids at school if there is no power. I'm just gonna throw a couple leaves over here. It's nice to work in even number. I'm sorry, geez. Odd number, I mean, because your brain just likes that. Your brain finds it appealing, that's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, I've been whiling away the hours without power, doing projects that I can upstairs by the fire where it's warm. I'm taking some yellow, it's actually called gold, and I'm just putting some of that over here. I want to warm up this flower a bit. I'm also going to give it this light pink. And I'll be adding shadows later, but I'm going to do that by picking up pigment with my brush. For the leaves, I'm going to use some light green for the highlights. And I'll be using that dark, it's kind of like an emerald green color for the rest of it. You're going to be able to see those lines once we blend it out. You'll actually go back in and probably need to put some more lines in to define it. We want our flower to have stems, so I'll be using some chocolate brown to do that with. And weird that right here, we'll just put a little, where do you want that guy sticking out? Maybe right over here, maybe just kind of, and I am drawing upside down. Maybe just put a couple little stems over here. I'm trying to get the look of like an old Victorian postcard. All right, I'm using my water brush because I'm upstairs with no running water at the moment until the power comes back on. And I'm just gonna wash right over this whole drawing, right over this whole flower. That's gonna soften my lines, and it's gonna give me a nice base color. And it'll erase any kind of scratchy lines that I made, and just soften the whole thing. And it's very light. Can even lighten up some of the like little turned petals if I want to by just brushing it over and wiping off my brush in between. All right, now I'm going to add some shadows, and what I'm going to do is just grab my brush. I can hear the school buses going by now. And I'm just going to go in here and just gently put in some shadows. I apologize if the light is changing as you're watching this. I have the smart background smart lighting feature turned on, so hopefully it can roll, the camera can roll with the punches since I'm not downstairs with my fancy studio lights, my hardware store clamp lights. Oh, that's alright. You gotta do what you gotta do, you know? I'm just making hay while the sun shines. I'm using these little bits of time wisely before the power comes back on. Did you ever get that report card from school, use this time wisely? I don't know if I ever used it very wisely in school, but I do use it wisely now that I'm an adult, I think. Especially when it comes to crafting time. You don't want to waste any of that. Now if I want to redefine, I can go right in here with my pencil, and I can very gently add petals, trace over any that I've added. You know, when you're doing a multi-layer flower like this, there's lots of petals. You're not painting every petal. You're suggesting that there are petals there. That's your job. You're a painter. You're not a photographer. Well, maybe you are too, but right now you're doing a painting, and so your job is to suggest and give the impression of something, and not necessarily be completely accurate with your depiction. At least I think. All right, we've got a flower there. I'll do a little more yellow on it. Well, I can do that now, I suppose. We are at 6 minutes. Look at that. The light's changing on me now. I got a shadow there. Goodness gracious. There we go. Scooch down on the couch a little bit. We're good to go. Just gotta make sure I peek at the monitor now and then to make sure that I have light on my paper. Also peeking out the window to see when my kids are gonna come tromping through the door. Mom, I'm home. I'm hungry. It's Friday, so they're going to want to watch TV. They're not allowed to watch TV on school days. School nights. What do you want if they have school the next day, is what I mean to say. And so they're always ready Friday afternoon to a little screen time. Alright, I'm happy with that. Time to go over to the leaves. Just going to liquefy this. Hoping the power comes on soon. There was an accident down the road. A tree had hit a pole. A car had hit a phone pole. I don't know. I hope everyone's all right. I haven't heard that there was any casualties, but except for the phone line, or electricity line rather. That didn't fare too well. And so they were saying they were going to have a 4 to 6 hour delay, so they had to send the kids home early. Because there's no heat in school. Well, I can understand that. Keep them long enough so they get counted as going, and then send them home. All right, now I want to darken up those leaves a bit, so I'm going to pick up the green right from my brush. Look at this. I'm going to have this done in probably 10 minutes. And the other one, I was a lollygagger. I was just gabbing. Talking about my chickens, talking about the power. I've been bringing the chickens' little water fountain in and thawing it out by the fire. They have 2, so I've been rotating them around because it's been so cold. We've had like 10 degrees. It's been sub-zero at night, I think. It's been like 11 degrees in the morning when I've gotten up to get the kids ready for school. It's so cold. I feel so bad for those guys because their water freezes so quickly. Doesn't matter at night because they're not up drinking, but during the day I try to go out and change it for them. Poor deers, poor little chicken deers. They're awful sorry for themselves. They haven't even come outside today. They haven't come outside all week. They've been inside their coop. All cooped up. That must be where the phrase comes from. All cooped up like a chicken in winter. Somebody sent me an email. One of my viewers sent me an email of these hens wearing sweaters. These like hand knit little sweaters. Which I said I would never make clothes for my animals, but chickens are feeling awfully sorry for themselves. I don't know though, my chickens would probably be a little perturbed because they wouldn't be able to fly with those on. They wouldn't be able to hop out of their coop. Chickens can fly for a short distance. Many people I don't think know that. I'll get that stem painted in there. Alright, and I think I might get a little bit of brown on my brush. Add a little bit of that to the... Whoa, that's a lot. Let's add a little bit of that to the stem, maybe. I'm out of control, people. I'm out of control. I'm actually feeling pretty mellow, but painting's out of control. Typically don't use brown for shadow, but I want a vintage look. I want kind of a Victorian old postcard vintage look. I think this might work. And if it doesn't, who cares? It's only a card. It's only a piece of paper. I probably sound very echoey because I'm upstairs in my living room. And it's a little more sparse than in my cram studio that's got, you know, lovely sound baffling qualities. Baffling? Baffling. I don't know if that's the right word. Batting qualities because of all the like balls of yarn I have and bolts of fabric and other stuff like that. Oh, the bus is stopping. Can I get this done before the kids get to the door? I don't know. I'm gonna try. All right, so there we have it. You can throw a background if you want. I'll show you on this one. I did put a background on this one. I just wet the background and picked up some light blue with my brush and put it in there, signed my name, called it a day. So there you have it. You can do a rose for a wedding or just for fun, and my power should be on any minute now. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.